Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakodash. Double honor to the apostle and elders, great millstone rule well, as well as double honor to their elders. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 pushing this word with all truth and sincerity, as well as peace and blessings to all the believers of Yahushai. I just want to do a response to something that Apostle Hart was saying here in this lesson he did today. He was speaking on, how the president doesn't make the laws or whatnot. So I'm just going to play a portion of this video. Then I get some scriptures, Lord willing, to be edifying.
The president wouldn't do nothing like that. He took an oath to uphold the Constitution. Hey, Trump came in, he threw the Constitution out the window. He doesn't make laws. It's Congress, which is the House of Reps and the Senate, they make laws. Presidents don't make laws. They execute the laws that are being broken. That's all he does. They don't.
And that's basically what I want to respond to, because when he said that reminded me of the image of the beast, because that's what it goes back to, that old Roman way of doing things. He said the president doesn't make laws, it's Congress, the House, and the Senate. That speaks to the image of the beast. So let's read into that. I'll start at Revelation 13 and 11 and read down. It says, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth." And this is speaking about America. It says, "And he had two horns like a lamb," the Democratic and the Republican Party, which that goes back to Rome, having a two-party system, the plebeians and the patricians, which was in Rome. I always get them mixed up. I have to, let me Google it, the plebeians and the patricians, which one, refers to which, the Democrats or Republicans. Says AI overview. It says in ancient Rome, society was divided into patricians, the aristocratic elite, and the plebeians, the common people, with the patricians holding most political power and plebeians initially excluded from it, leading to a period of struggle for rights and representation. Let me see. I believe the patricians represented the Republican Party, and the plebeians were the Democrats. I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not going to read too much into that. But let's go back to the scripture, Revelation 13 and 11. "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb," the Democrats and the Republicans, "and he spake as a dragon." Hey, those two horns like a lamb will come to you docile. A lamb is a docile animal. It's not going to hurt you, And this how Esau Edom comes with this two-party system, thinking that something good for the people. They're going to bring something good. But at the end, it says, "And he spake as a dragon," going into the Dracon. Let's pull that word. Because as much as these politicians come to you so softly or whatnot, we're going to do this for you and do this for the community. But they're going to, at the end, they're going to speak as a dragon. So this is G1404, Dracon, on the outline of biblical usage. Well, I'm going to go to the etymology of it because, that's a better definition of it. Dracon, what it means right there. So let's go to the etymology online. It's draconian, adjective. It says of or pertaining to Draco, you see. So it says the ancient Greek statesman, 1777, in reference to laws, rigorous, extremely severe or harsh. Continuing on, it says right here, it says Draco is a Latinized form of Greek Dracon, name of the archon of Athens who laid down a code of laws for Athens, 621 BCE, that mandated death as punishment for minor crimes. You see, this is what's getting ready to happen up on earth now, within America. There's those two horns like a lamb are about to speak as a dragon, soon come. Continuing on, and verse 12 says, "And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him," the ancient Roman Empire, "and caused it the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed." The ancient Roman Empire had a deadly wound, but it was healed through America, through the Renaissance, which Renaissance means rebirth. Verse 13, it says, "And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men." And this is speaking about NATO, when they had the Kosovo wars. Let's go. Got It's pulled up here. It says the NATO bombing of Yugoslavia. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization carried out an aerial bombing campaign against the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia during the Kosovo War. So this is what it's talking about. Making fire coming down in the sight of men. Now this is what the beast has done. So continuing on, verse 14, it says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. Hey, through this man's technology, all his military weaponry, he's deceiving the people. It says, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had a wound by a sword and did live. Once again, speaking about the ancient Roman Empire coming back through the Renaissance. The rebirth is the rebirth of Rome. This is Rome 2.0. That's all America is. Verse 15, it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And what's the image of the beast? It speaks to the ancient Roman way of doing things, as the Apostle Harf mentioned, is not the president who makes the laws. It's Congress, the House, and the Senate. And that was the same during Rome. So let's read into that in First Maccabees. I'm going to start at 1 and then jump down to 14. But just to prove that this is talking about the Roman Empire, First Maccabees 8 and 1, it says, now Judas had heard of the fame of the Romans, that they were mighty and valiant men, and such as would lovingly accept all that joined themselves unto them, and make a league of amity, which is friendship, with all that came unto them. Okay, so we understand that this is going to the Roman Empire now. So jumping down to verse, let's just start at let me see. I'll start at verse 12. It says, First Maccabees 8 and 12, but with their friends and such as relied upon them, they kept amity, friendship once again, and that they had conquered kingdoms both far and nigh, insomuch as all that heard of their name were afraid of them. Also that whom they would help to a kingdom, those reigned, and whom again they displaced. Finally, that they were greatly exalted. Yet for all this, none of them wore a crown or was clothed in purple to be magnified thereby. As it says in the book of Daniel, the fourth beast was diverse from the other ones. It wasn't a monarchy when you had a king and then, now my son is going to sit on the throne. That's not how the Roman Empire was, ruled. It was ruled through as we're about to read, one ruling them over every year in a Senate house, So verse 14 again. Yet for all this, none of them wore a crown or was clothed in purple to be magnified thereby. Moreover, how they had made for themselves a Senate house, wherein 320 men sat in council daily, consulting always for the people to the end that they might be well ordered. See, this who's making the laws, who was running things, the Senate house. Continuing on, verse 16, it says, and that they committed their government to one man every year, the president, and in this time it was the Caesars. It says, who ruled over all their country, and that all were obedient to that one, and that there was neither envy nor emulation among them. So this is how the image of the beast is speaking today, America's a photocopy of the ancient Roman Empire, and there's many different similarities than just, the Senate house and the president. But these are the main things. This is how the image of the beast is speaking through their policies that they're pushing, And as it says, I read it again, verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Now, there's going to be laws on the books that if you're not getting down with what they pushing, mainly the MOTB, that you're going to be killed, and X'd out from society as it goes into. Let's go into that word killed. G615, apoktaino, under outline of biblical usage, says to kill in any way, whatever. And also going to the root word from there, G575, apo. And it says, under outline of biblical usage, of separation. So you're going to be literally killed. Some brothers will have to be beheaded. That judgment is written for not going along with the image of this place, not taking that MOTB. It's an honorable death. but also separated. You're gonna be separated from society. You're not gonna be able to participate if you're not following the image, his policies that he's pushing. I might as well just keep going and end it out. But that was the point I want to get into. From what the apostle said in his lesson. How the president is not in control. Making the laws. It's Congress, the Senate, and the House. But let's finish out this. Because this prophecy is near to be fulfilled. The MOTB, Revelation 13 and 16, and he calls it all. Once again, that he being NATO and the EU, that's what makes up the beast. And America's riding on top of that beast, like with those elite banking families at the top calling the shots. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So no matter who you are, no matter what status, no matter if you got money, if you don't, or if you're in jail, or if you're not, everybody's gonna have to take this mark. Going into that word mark, as we always do, it's charagma. There it is. G5480, charagma, under outline of biblical usages, says a stamp, an imprinted mark. Definition 2, it says thing carved, sculpture, a graven work. We read definition A as well. It says of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist. And there's many Antichrists, There's not just one Antichrist. But, this is a physical thing. It's, as it says, it's a thing carved, sculpture, and a graven work. Those are all physical things. You carving a piece of wood, you have to physically, carve it. You're working with a sculpture of a graven work, you have to physically, the hammer and chisel, get into it. So let's go to the root word from charagma. It's G5482, charax. Under outline of biblical usage, it says a pail or stake, a palisade, and this is going to the delivery instrument, that syringe that would be used to put that grain of rice within people. That RFID CHIP, the radio frequency identification, and you put the CHIP together, you know what it is. Continuing on, going to the root word from charax, we have G1125, which is grapho. And under outline of biblical usage, going down to definition 2D, it says to write to one, i.e. by writing, to give information, directions. This is part of that chip that's going to code all your direction, your information, basically everything that's in your wallet, your banking information, and your health information, your blood type, your biometrics, your fingerprint, you name it, man. It's going to be within that, with that C-hip, So Revelation 13 and 16 again, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or on their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that hath the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So you're not going to be able to buy or sell unless you get this mark in your right or left hand, man, or in your forehead. That's the that C-hip in the forehead is mainly for people, impaired people. You can't walk, you blind, you can't hear, you're deaf. They say, well, hey, take this. Let us open up your skull, crack your skull, and put this in there, and then we'll fix all of your problems. This is how this man is going to deceive the people with this technology. As it says in 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, it's going to be with all deceivableness in them that perish, as it says, roughly paraphrasing. And it says, or the name of the beast. And having the name of the beast is just simply having that mark within you. Now you have Esau Edom, this so-called white man's name upon you. You'd have made the so-called white man your God. It says, or the number of his name, a 666, or 6. That this man is in love with that number 6. Verse 18, it says, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And going into that 666 is Chi Psi Stigma. So like it, let me get it. G5516, Chi Psi Stigma. And then you have the Chi, the X, which this is the first letter of Christ, or anointed in the Greek, represent the X and out of Yahushua. Then you have the Psi, which you see them use this in this letter, as I'll always show. You might as well look it up again, copy it, and go to Google. You'll see this. They'll use this in different the campaign slogan for Biden and Harris. Let me see. Tesla, basically a symbol for them, for their left-handed wickedness, you know, as you see here. That's how it looks, and that's how it appears within the Tesla logo. Let's pull it, just show a few. Tesla. You see? Tesla logo. And who's in the White House right now, man? He's not unofficially, as he jokingly said, he's the unofficial president, you know. Elon Musk. And he's coming with that his Neuralink, you know, he's at the forefront, you know, he's the poster child for brain computer interfaces. Now let's just show the Biden Harris logo as well. You see that got that psi, you know. And then you had a stigma. Going back here in the stigma, that's referring to you know, being that instrument, or how could I say, you know, being pricked, branded. As we're gonna read, we'll get stigma in Galatians, the 6th chapter, and read that from the definition there for stigma. Let's go there now. Galatians 6 and verse 17, this is the Apostle Paul speaking. It says, Galatians 6 and 17, from henceforth let no man trouble me, for I bear in my body the marks of Yahweh Shai, Salakia. You know, he was physically beaten, you know, put to death. But let's get that word mark. This is G4742 in stigma, you know, the same stigma. Chi-Psi stigma is the same thing right here, stigma. And under outline of biblical usage, it says a mark pricked in or branded upon the body. You see, this is what that stigma is going to, the mark that's pricked in or branded upon the body, you know. It says, to ancient Oriental usage, slaves and soldiers bore the name or the stamp of their master or commander branded or pricked, cut into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belong to. You see, this is you having that device within you. Now you're putting this man's name upon you also. It says, continuing on, it says, and there were even some devotees who stamped themselves in this way with the token of their gods. You see, a digital awl, you know, you'd have made. In the ancient world, you would get an awl if you want to stay with your master. You know, you love to abide with him, to show that you want him to be your master forever. This is the same thing that Esau is doing with this MOTB, that RFID CHIP, showing that if you get that within you, you want Esau Edom to be your master forever, to be your God, you know. But let's get ended out here, a few precepts. Let me see. Let's get the judgment for taking this. You know, doom for worshipers of the beast. There's no gray area, man. That's why these other camps who not telling, you know, exactly what the mark of the beast is, you know, you're going to have a lot of blood upon your hands, because there is no gray area. Like I said, you know, the mark is what it is. You know, it's not sin, and all these others not sleeping with the white woman or into this nonsense that the other camps push, you know. The MOTB, simply put, is the RFID, radio frequency identification, CHIP. So Revelation 14 and 9, it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture, into the cup of his indignation, into the cup of the Heavenly Father's righteous anger, man. Hey, he says, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. You see, in the presence of Yahweh Shai, because Yahweh Shai is the Lamb, you know, and the angels, you know, coming back in those chariots to shoot laser beams upon this place, upon America. You know, as well as 200 million nuclear warheads right behind them, hitting this place, you know, turn this place into a lake of fire. This is the judgment for all following after beast in his image and receiving his mark, you know. So don't take the MOTB, man. Don't let anybody confuse you or tell you it's something that it's not, man. It's simple. I'll say it again. The MOTB is the RFID CHIP, you know. So stay away from it. Now let's go to bring out this, and Lord willing, I end it here. In Revelation 3 and 10, it says, Revelation 3 and 10, because I has kept the word of my patience, you know, suffering for the namesake of Yahweh Bashem Shai and doing his work, you know, no matter what, until the end. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. And now, what's the hour of temptation? Is when that Revelation 13 and 16 be made mandated on a global scale, as it's about to say, because this is a global thing, you know. So start from the top again, Revelation 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Going to that word world is oikoumene, you know, which means the whole inhabited earth. Now, verse 11, it says, behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. You see, hold on to this truth and understanding, that so we can receive that crown. You know, Lord willing, we be at that number. We want Yahweh Shai to place that crown on our head and say, well done, good and faithful servant. You know, that's what we want to hear. That's why we got to continue to fight, you know, no matter what. And it says, hold fast. I like to go into that definition fast. It says Yahweh Shai is coming quickly, man. And we can see it through all these signs that he's giving us up on earth right now. You know, we know that, you know, our salvation is nearer than what we believe. Lord, will we be that number? But this is I'll play it.
Strong's G 2902, Krateo. Krateo.
Krateo, under outline of biblical usage, going down to the third definition right here, it says to hold in the hand, to hold fast, i.e. not discard or let go. Speaking about this truth, man, this understanding, this gift of faith that Yahweh Shem Yahushua has given us, man, we shouldn't discard it or let it go, you know. It says to keep carefully and faithfully, you know. We have to keep this truth carefully, man, you know, and watching how we walk, you know. And just, you know, hey, praying to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you know. We got to, that we be able to allow to endure into the end, you know. But I'm going to end the lesson there, Lord willing. This was edifying to the point. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachakodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, as well as double honor to their elders. Peace and blessings to 144,000, pushing this word without truth and sincerity. Shalom.